Anytime you try and do anything serious on your account, it's going to re-authenticate you. Anytime you making changes to something like password settings or two-factor settings, it's going to re-authenticate you with that second factor device. We're always trying to find the balance between security and convenience here. If you're using an account and you're using a Google account, as an example, trusting a device or remembering a device is pretty safe, in my opinion, to do on a Google account, because Google use so many AI and machine-driven signals to determine if it should re-authenticate you. Anytime you try and do anything serious on your account, it's going to re-authenticate you. Anytime you making changes to something like password settings or two-factor settings, it's going to re-authenticate you with that second factor device. So my opinion is it's pretty safe to trust and remember a device. If you're managing a fleet of devices and you've got 30, 40, 50, 100 staff, then I would recommend you switch on something called device approvals. If you're in the Google ecosystem, there's a feature called device approvals, and that's any new device that's registered, an admin has to manually switch that on. There we go. It's in mobile and endpoints. That would be one way of restricting who is adding a new device to access your company data. And mobile device management is a whole other realm of IT management for locking down individual devices. I think asking someone to put in their two-factor every time is probably too much on the balance of inconvenience. And as much as possible, we want a culture of staff engaging with security protocols rather than resisting them. If security protocols are seen to be too onerous for your staff, they may rebel against them. And what that might look like is you ask everyone to use a tool like LastPass. And because it's just too hard for them to use, because every time they log into their computer, they have to re-sign in and they have to do their two-factor every single time. Then they may say to themselves, bugger it, I'll just put my passwords on this other app, or I'll just save them to Chrome, or I'll set up a hidden password file somewhere in my account, Google Keep Note, or in a spreadsheet or something. And so as much as possible, we want to have a culture where your team are careful and you're educating them to be careful, but not to make things so onerous that they may resist. Not saying it's wrong. Your security policies are your responsibility, but that's my input on that one.